everybody. This is Melinda with raw-wisdom.com, and today is the 43rd day of the Juice Feast. And guess what I'm doing? You guessed it. I'm drinking green juice. Wow. I put a little hot pepper in there, try to warm me up. It's getting a little chilly out. I'm also doing something else today. If you've heard of David Jubb, he and his, I guess it was his wife Annie, used to work together in New York City, but now he's there by himself. And I recently went to visit him when I was at the Raw Food and Yoga Expo. And I got from him this, what he calls Jubb's longevity, living on life force. It's dirt. Yeah, so it's sort of like purified dirt. But he says it comes from a special place, and it's got lots of good bacteria in it. And you keep it in the refrigerator, and then you mix it with a little bit of coconut oil and honey. And when you ingest it, it goes into your intestines, and it gives good bacteria into your system. So he claims that because our food is so depleted and our soil is so depleted, we're really not providing our colon with the beneficial bacteria. And then when you add the antibiotics on top of it, we're actually killing the good bacteria. And so then what can grow in our systems are things like candida, which is not a healthy thing. Makes you very acidic. And there's lots of problems people have, like with things like, I was thinking chronic fatigue syndrome, but also irritable bowel syndrome. So I'm taking his advice and feeding my colon some good bacteria. It's actually quite good. Even the dirt by itself doesn't bother me. It tastes very sterile. But the fat and the honey, that sort of, there's a reason to everything Dr. Jubb does. So there's a reason that he uses those, because it really forces it into the places of the gut that he wants it to go. Got a book. Let's see. Secrets of an Alkaline Body. It's the new science of colloidal biology. He wrote it with Annie. He has a lot in here. I don't always understand it. Today I watched a video, though, of Dr. Young, where he shows you the electrical power of like salt and minerals, and then he shows you when you add sugar, it deadens it. And he said that sugar shuts down. It looks like it gives you a boost of energy, but it doesn't really. It shuts down your energy in your body, and your body reacts to it, and that's the boost of energy that you think you feel. Now, Dr. Jubb, he would never say take this with sugar. In fact, it's got to be a particular kind of honey. It has to be honey that comes from flowers. He said, not clover honey. That's not good. Now, one other thing he says in here, I've been reading like his section on urine therapy. It's on cancer. He says it's important to drink your own urine, especially if you have cancer. I have done that. It's not bad. Here's a whole section on soil-borne organisms, equal food for humans. In here he also talks about things like kombucha. Maybe you've drank that before. There are such things as friendly ferments. That's one of them. So it's something worth looking at. I'm sure if I read it a few times I might understand it a little bit better. This book is really easy to read. It's called the Life Food Recipe Book. And they give you lots of recipes. Pineapple teriyaki marinade, creamy walnut dressing, sun-rich yams, spicy ginger shiitake, tabbouleh, aramay cucumber salad, watermelon whip, and then sample menus. And then they talk about life food nutritional fasting. Dr. Job did put me on a fast where I would just eat this a couple times a day and then take like a rolling pin and roll up and down my body everywhere. He said what that did was break up the calcified, calcium that gets calcified. And he said that's all that breast cancer is calcification. And, you know, it's true. You go and get a mammogram or whatever, and they find these calcified things in there, and then they test it. So he says we have it actually all over our body. And when we roll the roller, when we take this and then we roll the roller, maybe take some niacin, get it to the edge of the blood to the edge of the skin, what we're doing is breaking all that down. So it's cool. This here I'm sitting on is a massager. It has these rolling things that go up and down, sort of like shiatsu. And it's not as good as a human masseuse, but it can be pretty good. You hit the heat and it warms up. And there's different things if you have pain in your lower back, you can hang out there, or your upper back, whatever you want. I usually don't have pain in my back. I'm lucky. A lot of people do. This behind me is one of my quilts. It's one of my favorite quilts. So that's it for this evening. Bye. See you tomorrow.